Anda kembali menyaksikan Vocation Nation CNBC Indonesia dengan tema menuju pendidikan berkualitas internasional. Acara ini diselenggarakan kerjasama CNBC Indonesia dengan Sampoerna School System, Sampoerna University, Sampoerna Academy. Dan masih bersama saya di studio yaitu Mr. Marshall Schott dan juga Mr. Mustafa Guvercin dan juga Bapak Andreas Tambah. Baik, kalau gitu kita mulai lagi diskusi kita from Mr. Mustafa. As Mr. Tambah said before, in 2030, Indonesia might need 9 million of IT specialists. So, how big is the opportunity for Indonesia human resources to become the potential high qualified talents in the future?
Thank you. Indonesia has a great, large number of young population, and the world is needing, not just Indonesia, but also world needing a lot of new talent. Indonesia has a big opportunity here to develop all those people. If we know that our students are looking for the future to become the leaders of Indonesia, therefore we are committed to create great workforce, great leaders for this great nation as well.
Okay. Pak Tambah, ini bagaimana kira-kira potensi Indonesia untuk bisa mencapai kebutuhan-kebutuhan di masa depan dan sampai di posisi mana nih Pak? Kira-kira edukasi itu bisa dilihat sebagai sebuah investasi, apakah dari harganya atau dari kualitasnya atau dari mana Pak?
Ya, baik. Pertama memang kurikulum memang harus berubah. Kita harus mengadopsi ke negara-negara industri. Ya, terus yang kedua, kebijakan politik pemerintah itu harus betul-betul mengupayakan adanya pendidikan yang betul-betul berkualitas. Yang ketiga, peran serta masyarakat itu harus betul-betul ditunjukkan dengan sebuah kebijakan dari pemerintah untuk selalu mengedukasi masyarakat pentingnya pendidikan di masa depan. Karena ke depan bukan hanya sekedar selembar kertas ijazah, tetapi skill yang harus betul-betul dikuasai. Karena kita akan bersaing dengan berbagai negara. Kita akan bersaing bukan hanya dengan manusia, tetapi kita akan bersaing dengan mesin, dengan robot. Untuk bisa mengatasi seperti itu, maka generasi kita harus betul-betul menguasai skill di bidang tersebut.
Oke, to Mr. Marshall. How is Sampoerna University strategy to make education as a form of investment for its students? I mean, can you explain it more details?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but let me hit on a couple of really important points, right? You know, we're talking about investment in human capital. We've talked before about we use a curriculum, a combination of Indonesian American curriculum that we think is really very well suited for providing the talent for the 21st century workforce. It includes a core curriculum like you'd find at Harvard or at Yale or at MIT. One thing that I haven't mentioned, and I think this really gets back to value for investment, is we partner with American institutions, especially the University of Arizona, which is one of the top research institutions in the world, and we make it possible for Indonesian students to earn U.S. degrees in Indonesia. So when they graduate from many of our programs, they'll get a sarjana from SU, they'll get a bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona that's recognized globally. And so when we talk about trying to prepare a globally competitive workforce, you know, not only are they going to need the skills and the knowledge, but honestly, to be very competitive, they also need that credential. We provide that credential through our partnership with the University of Arizona. So that's very important in terms of making that value proposition. The other thing that I'll mention is, and this kind of gets back to something that Pa Mustafa said, which is really important. Because we're an American-style institution, we follow two sets of accreditation standards, Indonesian accreditation standard and American accreditation standard. That means that our faculty have to meet American standards as well as Indonesian. Our facilities have to meet American standards. Curriculum has to meet American standards. We're the only institution in Indonesia that's eligible to apply for accreditation from the New England Commission of Higher Education, which is the accrediting body in the U.S. that accredits Harvard, it accredits Yale, it accredits MIT. We're always working to provide value. The other part of it is student services. We have to follow a different approach to providing student services, to advising, counseling, extracurricular activities, developing young people, not just academically, which is really important, but we help them to develop emotionally and socially too. So we do focus on the whole child. So again, we think we produce some of the most competitive graduates in Indonesia, which I think is really amplified by that employability rate that I mentioned earlier.
Okay, Mr. Marshall, let's wondering what could happen to Indonesia both socially and economically when people already well knowledge about education as an investment.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think it's happening already, to be honest. I mean, there's been a lot of work by the government and NGOs. We have to work harder, I think, to reach out to other government agencies, our peers in the university community in Indonesia, and particularly with families, to amplify this message about how important investment in education is, not just for national economic development, but it makes good economic sense at the individual level. Look, there's an 80% return on investment for investment in higher ed at the individual level. And so the economics of it are very real. And it's absolutely critical for national economic development. Let me just say one last thing here. Moving forward, we know that the jobs of the future are going to require more knowledge and skills, not less. It's going to be harder and harder to find jobs unless you have some kind of post-secondary education. Coming out of the pandemic with the digital revolution that's happening in Indonesia around the world, it's never been more important to invest in education.
Okay, Mr. Mustafa, so what is the next goals to achieve in the future?
What is the goal is? The goal is to make sure that our students are ready for the world, for the life, and for the jobs. And for this purpose, we try to educate them with a rigorous education. We have a tailored curriculum. And you know, when we are talking about Sampoerna Academy, we are talking about 16 years of span. So it starts from 2 years old until the 18 years old. So it's a huge space. And we choose our curriculum that suits with the age level as well. So IUIC, International Early Years Curriculum for our younger kids, because where the play-based learning, where the hands-on learning is very active. And that's also very much easy alignment with our STEAM program on the elementary level. In elementary, secondary, we offer Cambridge program, but math, Singapore math is a lot stronger than the Cambridge mathematics. That's the reason we offer Singapore math. And on the other hand, when they come to very high school level, when they are graduating, yes, there's an A level, which is a strong program, but we want to give our students an option as an IB diploma program also. So both of them has their advantages and disadvantages. So what we do is we offer open opportunities for our students to become better person academically, emotionally, socially, and develop to become the leader of their passion, whatever they want to be. And we give them great guidance to choose their careers, what they want to be. And of course, they may go to SU, Sampoerna University. They may go to another universities as well. So that's going to be depending on their passion and all their interests. Sampoerna Academy has been very successful even during the pandemic. We make sure that our kids are developing. They are developing their academic standards, which is needed, but not necessary to be successful. Because they would need the skills that goes with those academic standards. And those skills that goes with the 5C that we have talked already. And we try to live and we try to strive to be the best for our students.
Okay. Other than what you've mentioned before, do you have any specific strategy to achieve high qualified talents?
To create high qualified talents, it is important that they, see, let me give you an example. With the STEAM that we are talking, it sounds like a very simple something, but it has many facets of it. One example is starting from 3rd grade all the way through high school, the kids are required to do a project every year. This project is an interdisciplinary project where they have to have the main core subject that they are working on, and they have to add ancillary subjects. It can be a mathematics project or a science project that's added a language, science on it, technology definitely has to be part of it, and language, because at the end, this project is outside the classroom. They don't do this one inside the classroom. The teachers are guiding them, and they are moving them through steps. When we map the steps, we have the steps from first one to the last when they are presenting. we map them with the 5 C's or the 21st century skills. When we
Okay.
map it, we see that all those skills are already honed each day, every time. At the end of the year, basically, this child is working on those 21st century skills, in addition to the content that they have studied already. And if the child does this one for 9 years in a row, would they be graduating without those skills? That's never possible. So even with one project I'm talking, this is only a tip of the iceberg that I'm talking. If they can do this one with one project and they hone the same skills every year, they will definitely graduate as the expert in that area and also with the expert in their skills. And I think that's the important part for them, that we are calling them leaders.
Yeah.
That's our vision, and that's not dream. We have seen them there becoming leaders, and we give them opportunities in the school to use those skills so that they can carry them with them when they go to university and forward.
Indeed. Oke, Pak Tambah, ini dengan lengkapnya kurikulum yang ditawarkan, lalu form yang disiapkan untuk para students di Sampoerna University ini, sebenarnya apa yang masih menjadi tantangan pendidikan di Indonesia, Pak? Sehingga masih banyak yang melihat bahwa wah, universitas yang terlalu mahal atau pengeluaran yang terlalu besar itu bukan lagi menjadi investasi, padahal intinya itu adalah pendidikan.
Ya, baik. Beberapa tahun yang lalu saya pernah menyampaikan kritisan saya ke pemerintah terkait kurikulum dan tenaga pendidik dari negara asing. Bahwa investasi yang dimulai itu harus dimulai dari pemerintah. Bagaimana pemerintah menginvestasikan dunia pendidikan untuk rakyatnya. Mulai dari kurikulum, adopsi kurikulum dari negara-negara yang memang sudah diakui kemajuannya. Lalu yang kedua, datangkan orang-orang hebat dari luar negeri untuk Indonesia. Karena orang Indonesia kalau hanya dihimbau, diharap, itu nggak pernah bergerak.
Iya.
Memang perlu ada suatu terobosan, ada suatu keberanian. Datangkan orang-orang ahli dari luar negeri untuk merubah. Karena dengan datangnya orang-orang ini tentunya akan membawa suasana belajar berbeda. Suasana pendidikan dan sistem yang berbeda. Sehingga itu akan menjadi suatu pemicu dosen-dosen kita, pendidik-pendidik kita untuk melihat apa yang dilakukan oleh tenaga asing ini. Ya, katakanlah ini adalah profesional di bidang pendidikan. Nah, kita belajar bersama. Kita belajar bersama, kita tiru bersama, lalu arahnya mau kemana, paksalah itu guru-guru yang ada sekarang ini. Kenapa? Saya ambil contoh. Literasi kita itu berada di peringkat 4 dari bawah. Itu sangat menyedihkan. Itu hanya literasi dasar yang hanya 3. Baca tulis, dan satunya lagi numerasi. Sementara literasi yang ketiga yang lain seperti IT, finansial, itu sangat terpuruk. Dan itu kalau kita membaca lebih detail tentang literasi itu, sebetulnya kita amat berbahaya. Salah satunya adalah disintegrasi bangsa kita. Nah, oleh karena itu betul-betul pemerintah tidak boleh menganggap main-main terhadap pendidikan kita. Nah, setelah pemerintah bisa berinvestasi di dunia pendidikan, menimbulkan suatu kegairahan, tentunya negara ini juga akan berubah.
Iya, baik.
Ya. Sebab kalau tidak ada terobosan seperti itu, ya kita akan seperti itu terus. Misalnya, pada saat kita akan mengganti kurikulum, itu yang ada keluhan. Bukannya semangat ingin berubah, tetapi mengeluh semua. Oh, kebanyakan ini, kebanyakan itu, kebanyakan itu. Oke, terima kasih.
And to close this, Mr. Mustafa, can you please give us the closing statement related to what we discussed before?
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. It is important to grow the human capital in any nation, and Indonesia is growing that one too, and we are very happy to be part of it. Sampoerna Academy tries to create leaders of Indonesia by providing them quality education, where they are rooted in Indonesian values, but they also think internationally, they can think creatively, and they can collaborate with any other one in their organizations as well. So I hope our students will come and help Indonesia to grow and to become better.
Oke, Pak Tambah, terakhir Pak Tambah, apa harapannya secara singkat saja Pak, harapannya untuk pendidikan ke depannya seperti apa?
Untuk kemajuan pendidikan Indonesia, pemerintah tidak dapat berjalan sendiri, tetapi dunia usaha, dunia industri, dan masyarakat itu harus bekerja sama. Terima kasih.
Oke, thank you very much for showing up for our show today. Thank you for joining us and
Thank
have
you.
a great day.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks.
Ya, pemirsa, itu dia tadi Vocation Nation. Terima kasih atas perbincangan yang sangat menarik sekali bersama dengan Marshall Schott selaku President of Sampoerna University, Mustafa Guvercin selaku School Director of Sampoerna Academy, dan juga Andreas Tambah selaku pengamat pendidikan dan Komisi Nasional Pendidikan. Acara ini diselenggarakan berkat kerjasama CNBC Indonesia dengan Sampoerna School System, Sampoerna University, dan juga Sampoerna Academy. Saya Shafinaz Nachiar pamit undur diri, sampai jumpa dalam program Vocation Nation berikutnya.